Women with low libido really broken? Well, I understand why you might think that women with low libido are broken. Insufficient and inaccurate sex education contributes to this sexual myth, and sexual myths create problems in intimate relationships and hurt people. Feeling broken because your desire for sex is low is a painful experience. It fills you with shame, doubt, and fear. Fear that you won't be loved and accepted and that you will be rejected in your intimate relationship. Doubt that because of your brokenness, your relationship will not last or that your partner will want to be with you. Shame that there is something about you that's just not the way it should be. And from that place of fear, doubt, and shame, you show up in a relationship needy and withdrawn and not really authentic to who you truly are. As a result, your interactions with your partner become negatively impacted, and conflict and disconnect grows, and your relationship becomes kind of unstable. Sex education is inaccurate and insufficient, and talking about sex and having it is still a taboo. So we're actually afraid to talk about it, and the easiest and safest way to explain it is to focus on the biological and reproductive nature of it to save ourselves the embarrassment. So we talk about hormone levels and we resort to black and white kinds of explanations of what it would look like if things worked well. If things work well, then you would sort of feel horny, right? Sexual appetite is presented as a given. So when women and men don't have that experience, they check their hormones, assuming that something must be off, only to discover that things are just fine, and they get confused. They start to think that something is wrong with them, and they start to feel broken. They start to experience all those feelings of fear, shame, and doubt. And what happens is they start to avoid sex so they can avoid all the feelings, the negative feelings that the topic of sex triggers for them. And they also start to avoid intimacy altogether, to avoid the possibility of sex, to ultimately avoid the negative feelings that this topic creates for us. So the conflict and the disconnect that follows becomes part of a vicious cycle that keeps you not interested in having sex. But what if you knew that the idea that sexual desire is a natural drive is mostly untrue? What you haven't been taught is that you can create sexual desire for yourself if you are willing and want to. Our human brain and our mental capacities have evolved to such a degree that they can override biological limitations. Even if there is a hormonal issue sometimes, we can become able to respond biologically. What if you knew that your biggest sex organ is your brain? What you haven't been taught is that what happens in between your ears, your mind, is more important than what happens in between your legs when it comes to desire. And what if you knew that sexual desire is so much more than just hormones or attraction? What you haven't been taught is that sexual desire is about self love. Because when you love yourself and you feel worthy of receiving pleasure, you are open to truly share yourself with another person. When you experience a lack of sexual desire, it doesn't mean that you're broken. When you're experiencing a lack of sexual desire, it means that your thoughts about yourself are not allowing you to feel desirable, worthy, and deserving of pleasure. And when you're experiencing a lack of sexual desire, it means that your thoughts and beliefs about sex are blocking you from feeling desire. And when you're experiencing this lower desire, it means that your thoughts about your partner are not helping you feel love connection, and willingness to be intimate. The great news is that you can have control over your mind and what you believe, and you can change it to work for you rather than against you. Any of that, what I just described, speaks to you, I would love to hear from you. Uh, Feel free to book a call with me so I can help you get more clarity on what you can do to start having more positive experiences when it comes to sex and intimacy. Click the link below or in the bio. Take care.